It's that time weekend. I'm Chef Nicolas Ganea, and I took this ingredient home last week and it smelled horrific. Let's start the show. So this week's dish, mackerel, which was sweet. How this dish came about was one of my friends that runs a hot sauce company called Sapphire, and I was taking pictures. They're kind of boring at first, and one of the farmers goes, "Hey, you can use some of our product and, it'll make it a little more flair, more interesting in the picture." And I was like, that would be awesome. So I said, absolutely yes, thank you. Which made these photos way more interesting. Now, since he was so kind to do that, I was like, okay, I've got to buy some of the guys, produce. And I was glad I did, which he had an ingredient that I've never seen before, and it was white acorn squash. And then he gave me some patties, squash patties, which I grew up with in Australia. It was always like a side dish. So first what I did was I made compound butter with garlic, shallots, and grounded chilies. Then I got my mackerel, which I seared it, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know it was already salted and, pickled in vinegar. Bugger. So it was fine. Then while I put the mackerel in the oven, I grabbed my acorn squash and I chopped it up into, rough chop, whatever, dice. Then also got my patty squash, which I had a lot of patty squash. And then sliced in half some leeks, which, my God, was beautiful. Unbelievable. Leeks? Like that? Yes, please. Once I threw the leeks in the oven I ended up doing this. I got my pan with my squash, my acorn. I cooked it for a little bit, and I didn't want to add too much color in it. I just wanted it like transparent, so I added some water to it to, boil it and add in the flavor into both the squash and the acorn until it was soft. Then I plated it up and boom, 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 bam. Now this tofu okra date dish was an easy dish, so we're gonna make it fast-paced. Compound butter, okra, tofu, dates. Cooked it until it was done and plated it up. Now for my last dish, which was horrific in smell, but tasted bloody great. Let's be honest, which was some coffee chili roast beef. First what I did was I marinated the beef. Now what I did was I got the some and I chopped it up, and then I got coffee and chili flakes, or chili, grounded up chili, and I mixed it together and put it into a vacuum sealed bag with the roasted beef. And how this came about and why I picked these flavors, except the some, I wanted to experiment and see what that flavor was like. When I was living in France and I was learning French in French class, one of the girls, Kirsten, was missing hot chocolate. And it was really cold there, and it was almost at that time when it was about to snow. And what ended up happening was I said, okay, you know what, I'll make some hot chocolate for her. And she wanted really nice, thick hot chocolate with chilies and a little coffee. And that's where this came about. So I was like, okay, I'll make this, and I made it for her, and she loved it. And I liked the flavor as well. I was like, oh, chili, coffee, and chocolate? That's a great idea. But the problem was, I didn't throw in the cocoa nibs, which totally negated the whole story of why this dish came together, so my bad on that one. But it tasted great. After 2 days of marinating beef, I threw into the pan and in the oven for, I think, about 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I don't fully remember. You just know by intuition. And at that point, I let it rest. In the meantime, I grabbed artichoke, cut that up, threw it in the pan with plantains, and boiled it to make a sauce. While the sauce was going, I grabbed squash, patty squash, quartered that up and threw it in the oven, and then chopped up some kale. At this point, my sauce was ready and soft, so I threw it in the blender, and I actually used leftover marinated juice and drippings and blended it up, and then put it in the pan again to bring it to boil to get rid of all the bacteria and, make it, not get you sick. Finished the kale in the pan, and at that point, I just plated it up. After I did all that, I sat and just watched the rain with my dog and enjoyed it. And just relaxed. Enjoyed the moment. You know the drill by now. I'm Chef Nicolas Ganea. Don't forget to click the like button if you like this video. And if you're on mobile, click up here. Or if you're on desktop, you can click right underneath here, which will take you to our page, and we post weekly videos every Wednesday. But for the next 2 weeks, I will not be posting because my time has to be focused on fixing my website with my developer. So I apologize for that, guys, but it's kind of the most important thing for my business to make sure that I'm getting clients coming in correctly. So I'll see you guys in the next 2 weeks, and by then, hopefully we have this all fixed up for a funnel. business. Isn't it lovely? Anyway, see you guys soon in 2 weeks. Peace.